In Silksong, the Citadel was responsible for a number of civilizations collapsing, but did you know there was an effort to preserve the environments and culture that they were destroying? This is the lore of the Memorium. The Memorium is a small section of the Citadel dedicated to documenting and preserving the wildlife of Pharloom. It's a very small area, but in it you can find 8 different sections dedicated to different parts of Pharloom. For example, in one hallway you'll find the coral enemies from the sands of Karak, while just below it you'll find all the flower enemies from shellwood. There's even an aviary at the very top filled with cages for the craws. There's even this hallway with what looks like exhibits of enemies from all across the game. To me, this makes it feel a little bit more like a museum and less like a preservation project, but I digress. The Memorium was created by the conductors, who I think were probably the most well-intentioned group of leaders from the Citadel. You can check out my lore video on them, but they were kind of thrust into this position of leadership and didn't seem super power hungry. Anyways, even if you think the Memorium was a worthwhile project, it was never going to work. In the Hunter's Journal for the Memoria, Hornet writes that theirs was a hopeless task. Those wild lands could never be replicated within a space so artificial. In fact, we can still see one of the places where the Memorium failed. The Verdenia ecosystem was so powerful that it exceeded the environment that it was contained in, and so the Citadel had to cut it off entirely. This is a nice little piece of world building for Verdenia. I generally thought of them as one of the weakest of the old civilizations of Pharloom, and so it's nice to see that there was some raw power in the environment itself. Either way, in the Memorium, the Citadel refers to Verdenia as destined to be forgotten, really showing off their hypocrisy. They claim they want to remember these old cultures, but immediately backtrack when one of them gives them a little bit of trouble. Subscribe for more Silksong lore.